I'm Judayah Murray, here to start off your night on a positive note. For the next 30 minutes, we're taking a look at the happiest stories from all around the tri-state region. You're watching News 12 Plus, where all of our news is good news. First stop, the Bronx, where mommies and their minis are jumping into the ring in this after-school kickboxing class called Soul Power.
I just want to learn about boxing.
Anything is possible. I never thought I'd sit here and be boxing.
For the past 3 Tuesdays, Shania's Och has made it a point to be here. With her daughter, a student here at Urban Scholars Community School, and her stroller by her side with her baby boy.
Just to get outside and do something like this is good for me and my children.
This is Soul Power.
Wow, look at that punch. One more time, 1, 2, 3.
A new after-school program here this year, organized by these 2 teachers, an experienced runner and boxer.
Any one of those combos, you gotta listen.
We want them to know that if you're strong in this space, you're strong the minute you step out.
A boxing class made for parents and kids, and each week more are showing up.
Heels up, ready to go.
For Jasmine Curtis, her kids and godchild, it's about self-defense.
It's to help me to protect my kids from danger, and they gotta protect themselves as young women and young men. We should all protect ourselves.
As teachers, women, and athletes, they're inspired by the energy each week.
I think it's so important that they see women doing athletics things. They don't see that a lot, especially women of color. I think it's so inspirational. Like they're so confident, they're learning about their bodies.
It's also quality time for these moms and kids to grow together.
I just love doing it with my mom because she keeps teaching me how to do punches, hitters, everything, and protect.
And learning the confidence to tackle whatever comes their way.
I can run so fast and I can hit so hard. Feel happy and proud.
In the ring, at school, and in life. In Morrisania, Jessica Cunnington, News 12, The Bronx.
I'm in love with this idea. Not only do you get that much needed bonding time with your little ones, but I bet the pounds melt away and everyone learns self-defense while having fun. It's just a win-win-win. This next story comes straight out of Toms River, New Jersey, where one restaurant manager is creating a special dining experience unlike anything you've probably ever seen before.
For mom Monica Hmielewski, dining out with her family has always been tough.
Chase doesn't speak yet, so he'll make noises, and we've sat in a restaurant where Chase is talking and there's a table staring.
6-year-old Chase has autism, and now the inspiration for this sensory-friendly dining room at Riv's Toms River Hub.
We've created an environment where both parents can sit down, enjoy themselves with their other, children, and the child that, if you'd like to say, needs a little bit more attention, is able to get up, walk around, desensitize, and have an area for themselves.
When complete, the room will feature many different sensory experiences for children on all ends of the spectrum. It has its own entrance, and servers will go through extensive training.
We know firsthand all the situations that we've been in, and we're just trying to make it easier for families.
While choosing specific activities for this room was important, so was the overall aesthetics, including making sure that the lighting will be dim and these walls behind me are soundproof from the rest of the restaurant.
We actually tested it out yesterday. We had a band, and you stand here, you hear nothing. And you are backed up right into the restaurant.
Set to open in a few weeks, Hmielewski says she can't wait to watch the families interact in this new space.
These kids, they will relate to each other. Just like in another restaurant, if a 6-year-old and another 6-year-old see each other, they'll say hi. Where now it's not that they might use their words, but they might come and play.
In Toms River, Erika Shych, News 12, New Jersey.
A high school in Bridgeport, Connecticut is receiving a generous donation after one of its students reached out on a whim to a local opera singer.
It's amazing how generous people are when you go to them and say, will you help me?
Lucia Palmieri from Westport is an opera singer who loves music and wanted to give back.
I was contacted by a student who was in an orchestra that only had enough instruments for about 1/4 of the class.
Palmieri, a few years ago, contacted Mike Spermuli at AAA Band Rentals in Norwalk.
How are you?
and the two have been working together.
Take the flute for me. Thank you.
To donate instruments to local schools.
No better feeling. It's the best part of what we get to do.
Today, a cart full of instruments is being donated to the music department at Bassick High School.
Today it's like, wow.
John Garcia is in his first year as the band director at Bassick. He says the school didn't even have a music program last year, and this gift gives kids a real opportunity.
It's nice to know that I have a lot of support from other people that are cheering for our success here at Bassick.
Garcia says the kids are overwhelmed by this generous offering, many unable to afford to even rent an instrument. And Palmieri says she hopes this is a gift that will keep on giving.
Hopefully what they'll do is pass on this love to their neighbors.
In Bridgeport, Mark Sudol, News 12 Connecticut.
I know firsthand how life-changing learning an instrument can be, so this story is music to my ears. Now to a father who dedicated his time to write a children's book featuring his daughter as the main character. And he did it to stay connected to his little girl while behind bars.
The name of my book is Judayah Murray, and what inspired me to write this book was my daughter.
Henry Davis penned the story when his daughter was just a little girl.
At the time I was incarcerated away from her, and she's my firstborn. And the shame, guilt, and embarrassment, I had to find a way to reach my daughter and let her know that Daddy loves her, although Daddy's not there.
Starting back in 2007, he would write his 5-year-old stories from behind bars. Those tales later becoming the rough draft for his published children's book, Judayah Murray.
I was hoping it would make me and my daughter closer. We're getting there.
The kids' book hit the shelves in 2018 and is about a funny African-American mermaid who has loads of fun while showing love and kindness to all the creatures in the sea. Through creative writing, Davis was able to get through some troubling times and now works with his 17-year-old daughter creating the Tiana series.
A mermaid, she's a canary bird, she's Cupid, she's Tiana Claus, she's a princess. A rough of what might be the Santa Claus in the story. I just want my daughter to know I did all of this for her.
Tiana Mermaid is just the first of its series. Tiana Claus will be a Christmas story, and it's coming out December of 2020 in Belmont. Lena Salzbank, News 12, the Bronx.
Now let me introduce you to a former Rutgers University football player who has raised more than $30,000 to help find a cure for spinal paralysis. It's a cause that hits close to home.
My friend was like, E, you should make the handicap sign an O. I'm like, that's perfect then.
Much like the S on Superman's chest, LeGrand now boasts his own unique logo that represents hope.
I've designed these for National Disabilities Awareness Month, since October is National Disabilities Awareness Month, and a part of the proceeds are going to go back to the Christopher and Dana Reed Foundation to find a cure for paralysis. So I wanted to make it a cause, and like a call to action.
The idea was born over the summer, and LeGrand says the response has been overwhelming. So far, he sold 1,500 shirts, raising more than $30,000 for spinal cord research.
And so many people have grasped onto it. Rutgers bought them for their whole athletic department. Minnesota football, who we just played this past weekend, they were out here wearing them because I have some ties to them. So it's been truly incredible to see.
It's been 9 years this month since the former Rutgers football player sustained the injury that left him paralyzed. He says being able to raise money and inspire others continues to be a blessing.
I want to leave a legacy where you look back at somebody like, wow, that kid fought all odds against him, but he fought. He was determined, and he knew what he wanted, and he had his goal in mind, and he wasn't going to stop until he got there. So that's the legacy I want to live in this world.
Mary and Tom might have their hands full, but they say they love it and wouldn't have it any other way. This Bronx couple fosters 6 adorable puppies with special needs.
Getting strapped in, checking out the camera, and he's not the only one. His back legs don't work, but he's got his own wheels to help him out.
Yeah, I got him. You get the next one.
It might look like Mary and Tom Fayet have their hands full.
These are just regular dogs. They just roll. Fine. I'll take her out of her wheelchair, though. She'll be better without a wheelchair.
And they kind of do.
It's more of a cuddler.
But they love it.
You're more of a diva, right?
And wouldn't have it any other way.
We did it.
It all started in 2005.
We have Lexi, and they just kind of slowly came into our home. And as long as they were good with the pack, we're good.
And now the Fayettes are fostering 6 dogs who have special needs and use wheelchairs.
This is our world, and we love it. And people might look at us with nuts, and we accept that.
They say this is their passion, and besides their disability or special needs, these dogs are healthy, loving, and deserve love back.
As long as they have a good quality of life, then they should have that life. This is not for everybody.
It's not for everyone, but she does take Lexi out to community events to promote fostering and adopting, especially when some city shelters are at or close to capacity.
When you educate, people open their minds, and hopefully their hearts, and then their homes.
There's never a dull moment here, even when life is tough.
It's given us more patience. I mean, this year has been a very trying year for our family. When you have them, it's not like a distraction, but they just make it better.
Now, if you like that, sit tight because you're not going to want to miss this. Out of combat and into the kitchen, we're putting a spotlight on a nonprofit slapping aprons on veterans, plus a young lady who refuses to let a diagnosis run her life. You're watching On a Positive Note here on News 12 Plus. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to On a Positive Note. Let's dive headfirst back into the positivity. Now, typically, too many cooks in the kitchen is a bad thing. But in Hudson Valley, this nonprofit says the more hands, the merrier. Second Chance Foods buys locally grown items that would have been thrown out and teaches veterans how to turn them into a fabulous meal. Take a look.
Well, every month, the nonprofit Second Chance Foods makes their way here to the Putnam County Veterans Residence. They bring with them locally sourced produce like this, and together they make meals. Today on the menu, they're having soup, salad, and foil packet meals. Veterans and volunteers spent Tuesday night chopping veggies, cooking soup, and creating their foil packet meals. Right now, 11 veterans live at the residence, some of which previously homeless or on the verge of being homeless. Second Chance Foods is a nonprofit that rescues food throughout the Hudson Valley, including produce that would otherwise spoil at local farms and items like milk, cheese, and meat from grocery stores that has reached its date and can no longer be sold. Martha Elder tells us she initially started by donating some of the rescued food to the veterans' residence, but she says she realized cooking a meal with the veterans provides something you can't put a price on.
It was very clear quickly that what was needed more than cooking classes was to really be cooking in community together.
Reporting in Carmel, Nadia Galindo, News 12.
All right, now I don't know about you, but unfortunately, I remember high school. Staying up all hours of the night cramming for AP exams, juggling leadership roles, forgetting to practice my instruments, and struggling to find dates to school dances. I thought it was all too much until I heard about this senior in Mount Vernon who's not only doing all of that while prepping for college, but he also sits as a trustee on his district's Board of Education.
17-year-old Nicholas Justino.
I'm Nick.
Hi Nick, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Is your typical high school senior.
I wake up, I come to school, I go to my classes.
Taking a difficult course load while preparing for college.
I plan to major in biomedical sciences and become a physician one day.
But what isn't so typical?
You did that, say?
Nicholas is the first student trustee on the Mount Vernon City School District's Board of Education.
I want to bring my perspective to the board. I want to show them what they can't see from staff.
Nicholas was first nominated by his high school principal, then selected by the superintendent. And on October 1st, he was appointed by the Board of Education.
Member of the school board. Thank you. I was shocked. I was really shocked because I was like, me, out of everybody, I got chosen. But I stepped into the role and I loved it.
Selecting Nick was easy for me. He's outgoing, he's deeply humbling, he's humbled.
But giving students a voice isn't a new idea for the district, but rather a step towards giving students a seat at the table.
What better way to get information about what's important to the students than from the students directly?
And faculty and students alike agree.
The 5-paragraph format.
It's a position Nicholas has taken with pride.
He cares about the position that he's in and he's doing his best to uphold it.
Students are approaching him to say, hey, make sure when you go to the board meeting you say this.
But for Nicholas, it isn't just about making his voice heard, but using his voice to make a difference.
I hope to just bring my perspective and set a standard for people who come after me.
Nicholas will serve on the Board of Education until June 30th, 2020. In Mount Vernon, Sara Bonadies, News 12.
Whew, balancing all that must be a ton of pressure. Almost as much pressure as just trying to fit in at that age, which actually makes me think of a story from Long Island. One lacrosse team is aiming to help athletes of all abilities succeed on the field.
Shoot! Tonight's soggy weather didn't keep the smiles from these kids' faces. This is the All Abilities lacrosse program held in Center Reach.
Any kid with special needs is welcome to come. It's free.
Special needs teacher Regina Giambone is one of the creators of the program that pairs student players and professionals with special needs kids.
They volunteer their time. Everyone's paired with a peer buddy. They come on, they cheer them on, they help them out, we do drills, and it's really nice. It's nice to really give back to the community.
Anthony Otis is 15 years old.
I'm basically here just to have fun and learn new skills and eventually be good in the future.
How's it going so far?
It is going great.
Gives them the opportunity to play the great game of lacrosse in a non-competitive, fun, relaxed atmosphere.
Right. Rocky Point native and lacrosse pro Troy Reh plays for Chaos.
Just enjoyment on these kids' face, just seeing them being out here, being part of something. I think that's just awesome to see the smiles that they're doing, just having fun running around.
Owen Kelly says he's having a blast.
It's so fun.
Tell me why. What's so fun about it?
I love playing lacrosse.
What do you love about it? You love to shoot?
Shoot, hang out with all the kids.
Owen loves showing off his lacrosse moves and his dance moves. Organizers say they hope to put this clinic together about once a month for as long as the weather will permit. We're in Center Reach tonight. Christine Ensing on News 12, Long Island.
Nothing is stopping this girl in Brooklyn from running in New York City's marathon, not even her battle with diabetes. Amanda was diagnosed in college, but instead of letting the disease run her life, she just prefers to run.
Amanda Jagudin has always been active, taking part in cheerleading and other sports. Then in college, she was diagnosed with a chronic condition.
I started having episodes of passing out a lot and being really thirsty. And my roommate at the time, her mom is a diabetic educator, and she told me I was showing symptoms of type 1 diabetes. Yeah.
What was it like when you first got that diagnosis?
It was really challenging, especially because I was in college, so it's not like I was living with my mom anymore. Like, I had to take care of everything myself from the very beginning.
It didn't slow down the Park Slope resident.
I decided to sign up for the New York City Half Marathon, and I got in my first try, and then after I ran that, I felt really good after, and I was like, I think I could pursue this. I think I could do the full marathon.
For the past 6 months, the 23-year-old pushing her body for the grueling training.
I have to constantly be thinking about where my blood sugars are and like if I should take a break and if I should stop or if I should go faster. That's what gives me my blood sugars, and this is my insulin pump, and that's attached and that's giving me insulin all the time.
Wow, did you wear that all the time?
Yeah. People are like, oh, are you trying to beat a certain time? And for me, it's not about going fast. It's just about doing it and completing it and, you know, just showing that I can do it.
In Prospect Park, Katie Vasquez, News 12.
I don't think you understand. It's hard enough for people in perfect health to run an entire marathon. Imagine the hard work and dedication she has to put into this in order to compete. It's inspiring. Now don't go anywhere, because up next on a positive note, we'll show you the gift some 7-Eleven customers in New Jersey gave to one of their favorite workers. And we'll show you how that changed his life for the better. We'll be back right after this break. I'm Judayah Murray, and you're watching On a Positive Note. A 7-Eleven clerk from New Jersey was given a heartwarming gift from some loyal customers. What started out as an unfortunate situation turned into an inspiring story of hope.
If I gotta get somewhere, I'm gonna get there.
Driven and dedicated, 7-Eleven clerk Billy Stump has relied on his bike to get him to work every single day.
Anywhere anybody needs me to work, I go. Doesn't matter how far it is.
But just a few weeks ago, it got a little tougher thanks to a thief.
Came around 12 o'clock, parked my bike right there, and within a half an hour, I come outside to take out the garbages, and I noticed it was gone.
Word began to spread to his regular customers turned friends who stop in every day to see him.
He's the type of person that
he smiles and he greets you, and he's just got a big heart.
That's when the unexpected happened Monday. A group of customers raising the money to buy Billy a new bike.
I just seen them all walk in, and it's just like insane. And it was really, really nice. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate it and everything. They did a lot for me.
He was surprised, but he doesn't know how much he's worth and how to the community and how many people he makes happy on a daily basis just by being him.
In West Long Branch, Erika Shych, News 12, New Jersey.
Thank you for sharing all of this positivity with me. Remember, all news is good news here on a positive note. I'm Judayah Murray on News 12 Plus. See you next time.